Hello Victoria. Today we are going to talk about past tenses, two past tenses, past simple and past continuous. First we are going to talk about past simple and after we go to continuous. So, past simple, we know that we use it to express the action, what happened in the past. But we have two cases when we have to use exactly this time. We will talk about actions and about tenses what we use to describe these actions. So past simple, first action, it is the fact of the past action. We don't need to say time or result of this action. We just want to say that it had happened. So fact of a past action. For example, I read a book. Я читала книжку. I read it and that's it. That is a fact. I don't tell about any results or if I like it or not. Just the fact. I read book. I went to school. Fact. Nothing more. Okay. And the second case when we use past simple, it is an action in the past, one after another. In this case, usually we maybe tell about some routines what we did yesterday or in the past. For example, I woke up at 7 o'clock, brushed my teeth, had a breakfast, and so on. Yes. And we will remind how do we build this tense. Stwierdzувальні речення. We add ending ed to verb or use second column of irregular verbs. Negative sentences we use didn't. And question sentences we use did in front of the sentence or question word. Depends on type of question. And with to be, it is was, were. Negative wasn't, weren't. Could, wasn't, weren't, couldn't. And question we put was, were, could in front. Was, were, could. For example, how to say вона була щаслива. Yes, she was happy. Ми не були вдома. We weren't at home. And so on. Задаємо запитання, перекладаємо речення, повторяємо. Okay, so that was past simple. Now we're going to past continuous. We have four cases when we use past continuous. First case, it is when we want to to say the long action in the past. Long action in the past. In this case, we usually use time frames to show that this action was going on during some period. For example, I was cleaning my room yesterday for 5 hours. Or I was doing my homework yesterday all day. Like this action was in duration, some period of time. Second case, when do we use past continuous? It is action at exact moment in the past. Action does it mean? It is when we say exact time, when we know exact time of this action. For example, if we say "Я читала книжку вчора", there is no time limits there. It's just a fact. So we will say I read book yesterday. But if we will say "Я читала книжку вчора в 5 годин", here we have the time, and we know that at this time we were doing something. We were in action in that time. So we will say I was reading a book yesterday at 5 o'clock. I didn't do anything else. I was reading. Third case, it is when we want to describe what was happening around. Description of what was happening around. It is like we were at some place and saw what was going on around, and we describe it. Like, for example, I was in the park yesterday. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, the people were walking, the dogs were running, and so on. When we describe situation, we describe something around us in the past. And the last one, this is what I like most. It is when we need to describe a long action. Here we use past continuous. And this action was interrupted by a sudden past action. Past action. This interrupted action is in past simple. It is when somebody was doing something in the past and then another one or something interrupt it. For example, she was cleaning the house when I came in. She was in process, she was cleaning the house, and when I came in, I maybe stop her action and interrupt her. So we say in continuous about what she was doing, and in simple what when I came. Or, for example, he was reading a book when somebody knocked on the door. He was in process, he was reading, and then suddenly somebody knocked on the door and interrupt him. Okay, so in these 4 cases we use past continuous, and how do we build this tense? It's very easy. If it is affirmative question, so we use subject, he, she, it, or whatever, I, you, they, then plus auxiliary verb, was verb, plus verb with ending ing. Yes, I was reading a book. I was reading a book. Can't say I was read or I reading. That is wrong. Negative form, it is the same subject. We just add not to our auxiliary verbs. Wasn't, weren't, plus verb ing. And question, it is, we put was, were in front, was, were, then go, it is our subject, and then verb, ing. And question mark, that is very important, don't forget it. So, for example, я не прибирала кімнату вчора в 5 годин, як ми скажемо. Який час вживати будемо? Simple чи continuous? Правильно, continuous. Чого? Того, що у нас є exact moment in the past. So, I wasn't cleaning my room at 5 o'clock yesterday. And the question, for example, what were you doing last Sunday at 11? У нас є exact time, and that's why we use past continuous. So we go to our exercise in solution pre-intermediate, or also we can use some exercises from another books and practice and train these two tenses. Thank you. I hope you got it. Have a nice day and see you. Bye.